my buddy Dash for this episode of Double Take. Dave, I just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash
Talking
and
in
Dave.
the third person. That's
The way
weird.
The way you feel.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's a Monday morning, Monday afternoon. I am super exhausted, but anyways, hey, everybody, welcome. I am shifting the accents. I do whatever I want to do. It is Monday after the weekend. We won. My Lions won. I am in good mood.
In the same breath.
That's a lot of. I think I did a lot of words in that one, huh?
Well, no, it's the two characters were in the single breath.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you
it's
didn't.
like the
No pause, you know.
The grill salesman in Texas to the hi everybody, my name is Borat or something like that, right? Woo! There we go.
Yeah, you're high. So you were just saying just before we launched, I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. So you've been inhaling aerosols for a lot of the day.
You're making it sound like I just take it. No. No, it's weird. I was doing some testing, some stuff. Oh wow, that makes it even better.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Makes it sound even better. I'm just gonna stop talking. Anyways, everybody, welcome to your match day Mixdown, where we talk about all the crazy shiz that happened over the weekend, and we sprinkle in some Juve stuff. And I'm gonna be joined by my partner that makes fun of me for no freaking reason. Hey, Dave. What's up,
No,
buddy?
well, it's mostly your pronunciations. That's my job on Monday nights is particularly your German pronunciations because they're extra bad. So that's mostly my job here today. Yeah. As he slurps on a 7-Eleven. All right, let's kick this bitch off.
Alrighty. So the Premier League was actually kind of interesting this weekend. So other than that, I think Serie A had a crazy couple of things. I mean, we're gonna go into it. I was just gonna see if there's some more people that want to pile in and whatnot. You know, so funny thing, I was playing last night and my shoe exploded.
Really?
I had a big ass hole in my shoe.
Huh? Did he keep on playing or?
Oh, I played with it.
Okay.
Here, I'll upload it on here so I can.
No, Dash is uploading his shoe.
I'm uploading my shoe for you guys.
Now listen, budding YouTube superstars, if you want to attract the widest of audiences, you need to show your footwear. You get all of them little, like, probably mostly from Florida, I'm gonna imagine. I was saying that because Jeff's here hanging out in the chat. Welcome everyone. We pretty much like to make fun of everyone and where they live because this is funny. It's funnier that way. So welcome in. We're gonna go to Europe though and make fun of some. Is that why the Europeans don't watch us? Is it because we're always making fun of them?
Oh, absolutely.
Could be. And then they don't get our jokes when we make fun of America.
Well, yeah.
Like when we start talking about Minnesota, like you think somebody from Milan knows anything about Minnesota?
Nope.
Yeah. Why would they? Why would they care?
Because I don't know. This good question.
Good question.
Really
Okay.
good.
Well, let's
Boom. There it is.
Oh, there we go.
The shoe blew up on me mid-match. Gone.
That sucks.
How that happened, I still don't know. I go in for a touch, and all of a sudden, I'm like, "What the hell happened to my?" I was like, "Why does my foot feel weird?" And then I look down, and I just have this big gaping hole in the middle of my shoe.
That sucks.
Like
I was gonna go through a perfect transition because I went to Milan. You see,
in defeat. We're gonna transition in defeat.
No, I was going to talk about Olivier Giroud. That's probably the single for me. That's the single biggest news topic this
Dude,
week.
I was laughing my ass off. He closed his eyes and punched it. LJJ's asking, where did you walk? I was on turf. I was playing a game. I had a match last night, and I went for. So what happened was like, so I made a touch. I beat my defender on the right, and then I did a right chop, like a back heel chop. And I got off, and then for some reason, when I planted after I did the chop, I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm like, did I tear something in my foot? Like, why does my foot feel weird? Because I had to cut back onto my left and shoot with my left. And then, like, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, it felt like something was driving into my foot. And I'm like, did I just like tear something in my foot? And then I look down and I just have a big gaping hole in my shoe. And I'm like, what the hell? And then my shoe bottom was like 2 feet away from me. And I'm like, how does that work? So, and then it's like, I didn't have an extra pair of shoes and I didn't want to sub out. So I kind of took that sucker and hit it. And no one really knew that I blew the bottom part of my shoe off and finished the game with a hole in my shoe.
This is when we segue into the fact that we've remonetized and Dash is taking donations to buy new footy wear.
Give me super chats for new shoes. It's funny because I actually bought my indoor shoes. I ordered them and then they literally came to my door. I'm a little bit heartbroken because Adidas no longer makes the indoor Predator turf
Oh, no?
shoes that I was wearing. I was disappointed because I am very, very in love with Adidas. So I had to tears. I had to go to Pumas.
Pumas. I like Pumas better. I wear Pumas.
So I have not worn any footy. Like I wear shoes, like the Puma shoes, like when you're going out and about are nice. I have
Yeah.
not worn any Puma footy shoes in almost a decade.
Oh, I have my shoes are old because I mean I don't play anymore. So I'm broke as fuck. But they're like old messy Pumas as well, like with the light blue, the Argentinian blue on them. I'm talking about like mid 2000s.
Oh, those. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what I got. And yeah, in the U.S. they're like dirt cheap because they're made out of cheap material. So like, all right, there we go. Bam. I shall share my shoes while we're waiting for people here. Alrighty, this is
night.
wow, Dave. Wow, Dave. So these are the ones that I had to switch from. I don't know. I've never worn Pumas before, so I'm not too sure. But from what I saw on the bottoms of these, they look pretty solid. So I was okay with them. I tried them out, tested them. They move good. They do good. But Puma sponsor us, please. No, but I like the thing because it's not just it's not the circle. It's just not because you know how like a lot of turf shoes have like the weird like hexagonal pivots on the bottom. So these are more triangle for better grip and also hopefully they don't explode like my Adidas did. But yes, we are. Oh wow! Whoops. There we go. Share this tab instead. There we go. So talking about this. We're talking about this here. So I'm gonna give these a whirl, see if how they do. I mean it wasn't too expensive. It only cost me $60. So you know, worst comes to worst, it's a write-off. But the problem is I play almost 4 times a week. So like I go through to be honest with you, I'm surprised those Adidas lasted me an entire year with how much miles I put on those suckers. But
all right, Dash, stop stalling. Let's get into the dirty.
Fine, I'll get into it.
Get into it. Get into it.
So mean.
And LGJ agrees. Pumas look great. Yeah,
Pumas look great. Cool. He's got taste.
But then Katie's like, Pumas are the worst. I had a pair. Okay, after one pair, that's all the testing you need is one pair, and the whole company, it's trash.
The whole company.
All right. EPL.
Alrighty, let's go. So this week in the Premier League was probably one of the bigger weekends of the season. The reason why I say it is we got a couple of big headlines, right? So Arsenal finally beat City in the first time in 12 years, beating them. That is rare. Like it's ridiculously rare. The other thing, Tottenham is on top of the table. They are currently the Premier League's elephant in the tree. How'd the fuck they get that, mate? Interesting.
The Conte effect.
It is the post Conte effect.
Well, yeah, it's still the wake of his negative energy.
And then Liverpool and De Zerbi box it out and scrap, and then Manchester United like scrape away. This is actually funny how they managed to scrape away a win there. But kind of going into the big one, right? So no one's predicted Spurs to get up here. Spurs is in ridiculous form. starting of the season. 18-8, doing really well with their goals scored and goals conceded. I'm surprised there's a lot of teams here that have conceded less than 10 in the Premier League for how open their style of play is. Who's my proofreader?
We were talking. Are you talking about the short that came out? Please tell me you are, because we were just talking about that.
No, I don't think we posted that, right?
Did we not?
No.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know, no, yeah, no.
All
I
right. So
saw,
we
I
can go
saw
back
it.
to it, but
I saw it. I
um,
fired my editor and everything. No, so I'm losing my train of thought. That's how exhausted I am. So Arsenal and City played. That was one of the marquee matches of the weekend. Arsenal win 1-0, and it's really towards the later half of the game where Arsenal was able to get that one goal. Some may say it was a snooze fest. Others may say it was a little bit suspenseful. Me as a neutral, kind of a snooze fest because I was expecting people to go for the jugular here. But Arsenal really kind of come into play in this one. And people can say, hey, don't use stats to base the judgment of the game. Guess what? I'm going to get over it.
wow, just straight up.
Yeah, well, Arsenal had a lot of momentum in the game. The issue with Arsenal is they have the momentum, but they just never have the decisiveness. And they got the decisiveness here, and they were able to put one past City. This is the first time, by the way, Dave, the first time for City to lose back-to-back matches in 5 years.
That is true. They did lose 2 weeks in a row.
They lost to the and then they lost to the Gooners.
So
I'm calling them
City
Gooners.
not doing the greatest, nor is Munich.
That's because they benched the lit. They benched the greatest defender in the world. So, and then the other marquee matchup was Liverpool and Brighton. The Derby Bowl. What is the Derby? This is interesting. It was a little bit of back and forth, right? So Brighton go up. Salah essentially carries Liverpool up one, and then his name is Dunk. Dunk gets the equalizer in the 78th minute. And this is my gripes with Roberto De Zerbi, right? Like the dude is really hot or really cold. If you look at these past matches, 3-1 win, 1-0 loss, 6-1 loss, 2-2 draw. They came back from this one because Marseille was kicking their ass. And then they came back again. He irritates me because he's not consistent. Not consistent.
Oh no, he's not. He's I mean, he has a string.
I'm not saying he sucks. I'm not saying he sucks.
No, he has this string of really good matches, and everyone jumps on the bandwagon. Then you have that 6-1, and it's just like, where are you?
Exactly.
Where are you this week?
But it's not good for Liverpool because Liverpool have kind of sputtered in the past 2 weeks. Obviously, it wasn't their fault for Tottenham and the refs and all that other jazz, but a loss and a draw in the last 2 weeks. They were really pushing for that top spot, but it all goes to the Coys, who struggled to beat Luton Town 1-0, but they did. So, yeah, I mean, they did 1-0, but I don't know. They've been off to a really, really phenomenal start. I mean, really, really well. This coach is one of those things where it's like you didn't expect him to do what he did, and he's just getting them together, and it's working for him. Kulusevski, not so hot. He's hot and cold as far as performance goes, but yeah, this one was interesting. More of a defensive effort by them to actually win this one. Obviously, their center back gets the goal there, but Doge playing well for them as well. It's just, I think the way that they play and the personnel that they have that Ange has, it just works for him. Like I just honestly think it works for him. Is it a blip? I don't know. I think we'll see. For me, it's like Boxing Day is when you generally know who's in the running for the Prem. And then
is Boxing Day something you guys have in America?
No, we don't have it in America.
I just know
what it's called. Yeah,
I imagine most people from say like Tennessee be like, Boxing Day. What kind of witchcraft is that?
What's a Boxing Day? Yeah, no, I got to do with that. What's them there Boxing Days? Is that where we put those gloves up when we meet up in the back of the barn? Is this what we're talking about here? Oh, boxes, like actual boxes, like opening boxes on Christmas? What's the matter with y'all? That's just Christmas. That's the American interpretation of Boxing Day.
So for those of you who do not know, it's mostly a British, like Canada, England, Australia probably as well. I'm not 100%, but basically it's the day after Christmas.
When you open your shit, that's pretty much what it is.
No, you take the box. When you put all the boxes,
make it for it.
Yeah, and you make it forward. It's the Boxing Day. You sell the leftovers. Just all the boxes are left from the presents. It's a horrible name, really. Now that I'm trying to explain it, but
It's always been a horrible name.
yeah,
I just find it funny because Boxing Day is like a tradition of the Premier League where like some team gets blown out like 7-0.
Yeah, because it's a national holiday still, right? You have the 25th and the 26th off as like statutory holidays. So a lot of people are off. You're not going to have the games on Christmas because it's a religious day, but everyone's still off on Boxing Day. So you have all these big matchups.
Yeah, and someone loses 6-0. And I just I kind of want to look at this one just briefly. Manchester United versus Brentford, the Bees. Brentford goes up 1-0 in the 26th minute, and some shenanigans of McTominay in the 93rd and the 97th minute secure a comeback win for these guys. Ten Hag has just absolutely lost the plot here. Like
Well, at least he won this week, right?
He won, right? Yeah. I mean, congratulations. You're at 10th. What a
top 10, decent.
yeah, let me spend a shit ton of money and finish top 10. That's just like the next team we're going to cover, which is Chelsea.
These guys too. A lot of the premiers like this though.
Yeah, but just take a minute and enjoy it. Chelsea winning 4-1 against Burnley. Burnley is just not doing really well. They somehow got more than a goal this game, so I guess maybe Pochettino's getting it. They're rolling. Who knows? Maybe, but that's overall the Premier League. So you got Tottenham Hotspur, the Coys, in first place with 20, tied with Arsenal, the Gooners at 20, and then you have the Citizens at 18, and then you have the You Never Walk Alones.
The dockyard workers?
Aren't they like a dragon or something like that? I don't know. And then you have Aston Villa. That's one of those. What the hell are you doing up here? And then you got Brighton and the Moisaya in West Ham.
Newcastle on 8th. I kind of expected more from them this year.
I did too. You can't just win 8-0 and then fumble it like that and just be like 5th. Alrighty, moving on to La Liga. So La Liga kind of had, outside of Barcelona yucking it up, kind of a slow weekend in La Liga, right? So you got Barcelona and Granada here. Granada scoring in the first and 29th minute. Barcelona needing Yamai and Roberto to come back and equalize just to pull a point here. And I have said this before, and I will continue to say this. Your coach is terrible. Xavi Hernandez is not a top team coach.
The dash
He is
takes.
not. He is not. How do you have João Felix, Fernando Torres, Gundogan, Lopez, Gavi, Yamal? How do you have these good players and you're struggling against Granada? And you have who certain content creators think is like the greatest thing since fucking milk and Cancelo.
Oh,
Like,
man.
like,
it's
hey, come
funny
on.
because it's true, but
Come on.
you're
come
so
on.
passionate. So passionate.
I'm very passionate. JJ, this is funny. He says, "Can you imagine Tottenham winning the EPL without Kane and Bayern not winning the league with Kane?" Yes, I
Is
can
that
imagine.
sort
it.
of like Napoli winning the Scudetto without Insigne?
Yes. You want to know what's even funnier is Juventus winning the Champions League while De Ligt doesn't win shit with Bayern Munich. Now that's going to be funny. That's gonna be hilarious if that happens. I will be the first one to go live and troll the fuck out of him for it.
Speaking of trolls, KB's been at it all night here.
Is La Liga still relevant? Hey man, as long as Real Madrid keeps winning them CLs, they're gonna be relevant.
Yeah, it's pretty much on Madrid's shoulders right now because Barcelona. I mean, they still do well enough, but they're like us. Honestly, they've made the same sort of fumbles financially and in the transfer market, and they're just trying to sort their shit out right now.
At this point, La Liga is Real Madrid's league, and everyone else is just living in it.
Yeah, and Madrid typically doesn't even push as hard for the league. They're more for the Champions League, right? And if they're just cruising.
This is, to me, as wild as I have Jude Bellingham just absolutely tearing it up right now. Like, he's just killing it.
That's the thing with Madrid, too. You just get like some random English bloke.
They don't even
your
have
Spanish squad, right? And
yeah, they don't even have a striker. Yeah. And it's like light work for them. Like, yeah, I'm sure if they face like a City or something, but like outside of Man City, There's no one else that's going to touch this Real Madrid team. 20 scored, 6 conceded.
Yeah, like what's Girona doing up there? Like they're gonna fall off.
They are the elephant right now. They
Yeah,
are the
for
elephant in the
sure.
Spanish tree. ¿Qué esto aquí? ¿Por qué? I don't know, man. I just got here. I'm just here. I don't know for how long. But that wraps up La Liga. I'm not even going to cover Atletico because Atletico they irritate me. One week they're good, the other week they're shit. All right, going on to the Bundesliga. Let's see how we can make fun of De Ligt today.
So Bayern's still keeping up there, or
Yeah,
Bayer, Leverkusen.
Leverkusen. Alrighty, so move back around here.
Oh,
Still
he's
going-
bringing up that thing from when he was 16. We almost signed Bellingham. We also almost signed how many different players?
We almost
right?
signed Holland. We almost signed Ronaldo. We almost
Like-
signed Messi. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that's a bit much, but it's one of those things, right? All the top teams are going to be looking at these prospects.
We almost scored the best goal scorer in Serie A right now, Lukaku.
When they're 16, you have no idea if they're truly going to pan out, and you spend the money. Like we just bought Facundo Gonzalez, for instance, right?
Yeah, but too bad Pirlo won't fucking play him.
Yes, but that spending $1 million on somebody like that, that's still a bit of a gamble because you don't know. Who else am I thinking? Man, I'm stumbling, but he had that injury. He just got back. Farhad forgot that he was on the team.
Kyle George.
Kyle George, yeah, thank you. I mean, we spent, I think it was $1 million or $2 million on him as well. He got injured, but I mean, he could have just lit off. And then some article from Byron, for instance, be like, oh, we were looking at him. We almost got him when he was 16.
That's kind of weird.
It's kinda-
That's grooming.
Yeah, it's just how it goes sometimes, right? Like it's all these what ifs. Oh well, we could have. I mean, what if we didn't get Ronaldo, but Paratici was,
What did I say? What if Paratici had half a flipping mind?
well, what if he just got denied by the board, right? And they're like, no, they didn't happen. And then we find out 5 years later, it's like, oh well, did you know back in 2017 we could have got Ronaldo? How, I'm done. Go on.
Here, buddy. So Dortmund with Union Berlin. Berlin, ever since Bonucci has joined the club, have been a dumpster fire. Surprisingly, he got his first goal in the Bundesliga, but other than that, he has been very, very terrible. And the record for Berlin shows. So Dortmund.
That was a good
Dortmund
guess
cruised-
from KB. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. The other team, obviously, these guys, Bayern Leverkusen, absolutely just killing it. Boniface is just absolutely lighting it up in the Bundesliga this season. Juve, buy him, please. Sign Boniface, please. But an absolute just beast of a striker right now. Bayern Leverkusen offensively are just wild. And then we have guys. Let's roll the dice. Did De Ligt start against Freiburg? No, he did not. He did not. He is not there. You want to know why? Because he hurt his knee. That is why. De Ligt. Oh,
From doing what? From getting off the bench?
yeah, from sitting on the bench too much.
It's like that old man pain, right? When you sit too long and you get up and you have to hold your knee, you're like, oh.
Until he starts playing, I'm gonna just call him debenched. But Bayern Munich cruised through Freisenbergers quite easily here. Coman with a brace, Sane in the 25th. So this game pretty done and dusted. Kind of sucks because we're good friends of the Freisenbergers. We like the Freisenbergers. But yeah, De Ligt is out with a leg injury. So, but look, you can't start over Upamecano. That means your ass.
Just straight up.
That's the same guy that got put on the ground and split his legs when PSG went up against him. And you can't start over this dude. And you're supposed to be the next greatest defender, $85 million. Oh, and you can't even. It's funny because Kim has been here for a season less and has already sent you packing. I mean, what other excuses? It's just
Kim's a beast. Where did he even come from? It's just like he grew out of a test tube all of a sudden he was here.
Yeah. It's blue lock. No, but people are like, oh, well, De Ligt's calling out the true issues with Juve and blah, blah, blah. Dude, De Ligt, man, it's 2 years already. Move on. Like, why? Like, unless you got something salty that happened at Juve or Allegri told you got a small willy or something, like, move on.
Yeah,
Like,
his
every interview.
mentality. He's
Okay,
not a he's
go ahead.
proving to be not a big team player.
He's a
He's
bitch.
more like if he was playing probably for the German team, a German team, maybe a Dutch or Belgium team, something like that, right? But maybe like a Dortmund, he'd be a little happy where he's competing but not winning anything.
Send him back
That,
to Ajax. Just
or
send him
yeah,
back there.
an Ajax or Feyenoord or uh, Belgium. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
Genk. Why can't I think of the
Look,
other?
look.
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying? Those teams.
there's like, for example, look, if we take like, and I said it back then, and people called me crazy. I said we won the Bremer sale or the Bremer Delit transactions, right? And people were like, "Nah, nah, nah." Here's the thing: Delit as a player, yes, he can move the ball. He's got some traits, right? He has some good traits. As an individual player, he has great traits. As a unit or to fall in a system, he is dog shit. The reason why I say that is because even Thomas Tuchel says it. DeLitt said in his interview, I don't know why I don't get that many minutes. Thomas Tuchel says, I don't like the way that he plays. Translation, your ass. That's pretty much when the coach says that. I'm not very confident in this style of play.
Read.
That means you trash.
It's not even like reading between the lines. Just like
No.
just listen, bro.
You gotta.
And it's almost you almost feel bad because he didn't show up with Tuchel. Tuchel basically showed up a week or two after Delict did. So yeah, it sucks in that regard, but it just also proves that you don't have any adaptability. You are a one system kind of guy.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I understand what he calls out. Oh, like Juve aren't able to compete and yada yada yada. Like, okay, one, be mature about it and understand the situation that the club is in. Yes, we know we're struggling. He's speaking facts, as people would like to claim. Like, it makes sense. I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, do you have anything better to do?
He doesn't because he's not playing.
Touche. But like, seriously, at this point, man, like, how many times does this dude get in front of a camera? I was loved at Juventus, but I came to Bayern because I wanted to compete for Champions Leagues. Yeah, guess what, dude? Bayern Munich is not even a favorite. They're not even contenders.
A lot of the big teams aren't though this year, right? Because they're all struggling. And
Bayern has no defense. Like, if they play against a Liverpool, if they play against a Man City, if they play against a Real Madrid, they're packing. Easy.
yeah, Madrid's probably the only one. Like PSG, not looking good this year. Man City, they're having their struggles. So who knows?
It's Man City, though. Like, they've got enough street cred at this point.
They'll pull through, of course, right? But will they go to the finals again? That's what I'm saying. A lot of these bigger teams aren't as strong, and Bayern is one of those teams. It's just one of those shake-up years, right?
Yeah, and like the game against Copenhagen literally showed, hey, there's chinks in this Bayern Munich armor. It's not as sturdy as people say it is.
They're
Also,
at the end of their cycle. They have to be. It's been what? They're on their 12th year of winning.
Yeah.
So,
and you also have Thomas Tuchel, who is like the greatest bum in coaching. Like, he is the German Allegri, but like only has one Champions League and a muffed up Bundesliga at the end of the year. So look, and my thing with Delit is we're lucky we got our money back because we overpaid for him
LJJ
initially.
saying that. Honestly, looking back, yes.
Oh, we robbed Bayern Munich blind. Like, everyone was saying that Bayern dropped our pants.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Apparently, the silhouette, you couldn't see who was doing who.
Who's doing the pants
behind
dropping?
the sheets,
Plot
but
twist,
it was the other way around.
It was the other way around with the reach around. But yeah, look, Delit needs to focus on the gym, focus on being a better player, being a better athlete before it's stupid. It's old at this point. I get it right when you leave, but 2 years later, nobody cares.
I love how just talking about Bayern, it just turned into Delict.
Yeah, well, Delict's a bum.
He didn't even play, and that's all we talked about.
I know, but he's a bum.
Okay, let's move on.
He's a bum. All right, so going over at the table here. So we've got Bayern Leverkusen, hot start.
That's the
Stuttgart?
elephant. The elephant, yes.
Yeah, the elephant in the Bundesliga. They are. I don't know how they got there, but they are there. Bayern Leverkusen 6-1 or 6-1-0, 23-6. Fucking ridiculous. Only conceding 6 goals in the Bundesliga. Stuttgart is doing quite well, actually. They're doing pretty similar, except they have a loss instead of a draw, 22-8. Bayern Munich 5-2. Obviously, you would want to say, like, if I were to highlight these are going to be your contenders, I think Stuttgart might fall off, but it's going to be Dortmund, Munich, and Leverkusen. I say Leverkusen wins the league this year. I'd be shocked if they don't.
Is it the year where the
It is.
giants are toppled?
It is. Bayern desperately needs a rebuild.
Yeah, I think they might just be at that point.
The way that they're set up is just weird. They're gonna probably have a season like PSG.
Well, one thing too, just because I was gonna say this to trash elect, so I'm going back a little bit.
Yes,
With the whole system.
let the darkness flow, David.
Well, with the whole system, right?
It's a
You see
great
a lot of the
equalizer.
bigger teams now, for whatever reason, because I hate it. The 3-5-2, the 3 at the back systems are
You can't play the back three.
yeah, and Byron's still doing the back 4. So it just is. Is it also because they're sticking to the same back at the 4, but football's moving to, especially with the big teams at the top with the back 3, that transition's happening? I don't know. Just food for thought.
That is true, my friend. That is true.
Okay,
So,
but yes, let's go to France.
no, we call him the bench. The bench. So looking at the French league here, so I think the big one. So PSG get a win here, Lens draw unfortunately, and then Brest draw. So it kind of holds the table off a little bit here. So if we look at the table, Monaco still up ahead at 17 points with the GOAT Denis Zakaria. Hopefully they buy him because he's been their MVP for the season. Buy this guy for 40 million.
That's what. See, it's always that harsh reminders, like, oh, these guys might come back.
Yeah. But we can see his recent match, the one against the Reims. Zakaria playing 8.0. He has been tearing it up in France.
Good
I'm
for
not
him.
gonna lie.
Good for him. He deserves it.
Good for Denny Z. Even better for us because then they will trigger his obligation to buy.
Yeah,
So,
there's a
good.
few extra million in the pocket.
Yeah, it's interesting because Rhymes is actually made of 2 of the most. So their front 2 right here of Ito and Nakamura. They're like the starting left wing and right wings for Japan. So, and these
Yeah,
guys
that's
are like,
pretty cool.
yeah, and Japan has taken over this team offensively.
Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Oh, and then so we have Nice.
So it's a classic song.
It is a classic song. So
We're
then we
getting
have
that's the
Nice.
boomers.
We have Nice here at 16. Oh, Monaco and Nice. Monaco kind of expected, but I think the real elephant is PSG struggling. I think Mbappe has been hanging out at the club too much, but let's see. Still hasn't scored yet, but Mbappe is still playing decent, but looks like I think Luis Enrique is finally kind of getting his feet underneath him in regards to how to get these guys playing, but obviously PSG is in a rebuild. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, so we'll see. We'll see how the season progresses, whether or not they're getting there or not. And that's pretty much France. So we'll move over to the Serie A.
My favorite.
And we had a wild weekend. I don't care what anybody says. This weekend was a little bit bonkers. Alrighty. So, Inter 2-2 with Bologna. They fumbled a 2-0 lead. So, Acerbi and Martinez, Lautaro Martinez gets
At least he finally got one. My God, the amount of times he puts those balls off the post, it's infuriating watching him.
Oh, yes. So Acerbi and Martinez go up 2-0. Bologna, and I don't want anyone to talk shit about us drawing to Bologna now because
So us and Inter, we both tied Bologna, lost to Sassuolo.
it is a sign we are winning the Scudetto. But Bologna is a dangerous team with Thiago Motta, who might be the true rising star of the Italian coaches with his high press style and flooding the midfield. So that was a big, it helped us on the table, right? It helps Juve out a lot. We get our 2 set pieces against Torino. Milik Man and the Gattinho both get their goals.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those things that we covered in the post game, right? We're happy that we won, but at the same time, we seriously need to figure out this part of the pitch. Like, desperately need to sort this out. The reason is because it's like our midfield and our creativity, yes, we can win against Torino, but at the same time, when we're playing at Inter or Milan, because we need to
In a
have that
couple weeks.
definitive guy in the middle. And speaking of Milan, probably the biggest shock of the week. Milan 1-0 against Genoa, Pulisic in the 87th minute.
Yeah,
And
that one went.
and it was 15 minutes of stoppage time. No, Magnan gets, and that was a terrible tackle by Magnan. Like, he nearly killed the dude.
Oh, there was writing about it.
Like, well, yeah, he went outside the box and jumped with his knee out. Of course, that's a red card.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trying to make a play for the ball. Nah, it looked
Not
like you were
outside your box though.
Yeah, not outside your box. When you're a goalie, you can jump with your knee forward if you're going for a catch in the box. When you're outside the box, there's no thing, right? It's no. But Magnan gets sent off. Milan have no subs, so Olivier Giroud goes in and plays goalkeeper. And if you watch the video, which is all over the damn place, you see Giroud with his eyes closed punching and it hitting the ball and stopping a Genoa equalizer. How?
Yeah, it's wild. It's one
Holy
thing.
hell.
And now, so they're selling number 9 goalkeeper Giroud jerseys now. Milan is. They sold out, and now they're promising that they're gonna have more for sale. Like, it's all pandemonium there.
What a hell of a marketing ploy by Milan. Why not spend 150 euros for a fucking Giroud goalie jersey?
Yeah.
Like
and they put him on their website too as a goalkeeper because he made a save, right? So officially he's a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's officially a goalkeeper. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we gotta read some of these comments, huh? So Gompachero says Bologna always shows up against Mierda. KB says what is that?
Gagliardino, I think.
Gagliardino. I rate him higher than Motta. LJJ says we beat Milan, be a great mentality for the players, and I think we will be able to win. The reason why I say we have a really good chance is Magnan is suspended and Teo Hernandez is also suspended on yellow card accumulation. So they're without Magnan and they're without Hernandez. So we have a very good chance to exploit that.
Are we without Chiesa, Vlahovic? Shoot, like, who are we without?
I'm gonna say this: man up, you sons of biatches! Christ. Yeah. All right, Monza again, hot and cold with Salernitana. Frozen Nun, I'm doing it to piss you off. Win 2-1 against Hellas Verona, and everyone should be happy because Sule scored. And
my mom brought it up today about not being able to pronounce Frosinone.
Frosinone?
Yeah, she thought I couldn't pronounce it either because I was making fun of you.
Yeah,
I was like, no, mother, I can say it. I was just making fun. She's like, oh, okay.
Aren't you sure, David? Are you sure about that, David? Sule absolutely just a beast this game. 1 goal, a bunch of shots on target, very good dribbling, 67% completion rate, some good long balls as well. Sule is thriving under Di Francesco, so very good for him. Can't wait to see him come back once he gets some more experience. He could essentially be that right winger that we need for a 4-3-3
or an attacking midfielder,
or that too, or trequartista. This other game was a little bit wild here. Lazio and Atalanta. So Lazio go up 2-0, and then Atalanta tie, and then Vecino says, I'm going to take this game and win it. So Lazio get another win of the season at the expense of Atalanta, which is kind of frustrating how we didn't even show up to play against them in Bergamo. But
any given Sunday, it
is any given Sunday.
Or as of late, it's any given Saturday lunchtime.
Yes. Because that's all we ever play is 12 o'clock on Saturdays. And then the other 2 marquee matchups is Roma versus Cagliari.
That one is legit hard. I understand that one.
Alrighty. So Lukaku gets a brace in this game. 7 goals in 7 matches. Holy hell. I hope we don't regret not signing this guy. That's all I'm going to say. Dybala takes an MCL injury, so Dybala's probably out for the foreseeable future. He's probably retiring and going to TikTok after this. But yes,
this was okay. So was this match? And I know. Okay, we'll make fun of Dybala in a second. I just random thoughts here. Mourinho, was this his one good match just to keep the faith in his employment, and then he just ruins it next weekend and he gets fired?
I don't think so, because he won 7-1 3 weeks ago. It was against
But you know
Empoli.
that happens, right? Like that coach puts in that one more performance. It's like, yeah, then 2 weeks later, it's
No,
gone.
I think the team is rallying around Lukaku. Like Lukaku's being the centerpiece for how they're playing because Mourinho switched them to a traditional 3-5-2. So
Yes, I
essentially,
see this.
it is the same way that Allegri plays. Essentially, it is the same tactical approach that Allegri does. So we're gonna kind of see now, like Dusan versus Lukaku, like head to head. So we're actually gonna be able to have that comparison, right?
Yeah.
And then also just other players too. And look, having Hussein Aouar, Paredes, and Pellegrini, even though he's injured, that's such a better midfield than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is such a better midfield. It's the honest truth. So the question is like
And what's Paredes doing here, getting good all of a sudden?
I think he's able to connect with because he's playing as that middle of he's playing the hole, right? So he's able to play off of Lukaku and guys like we can say what we want about Lukaku the man. Yes, he's a tool. Yes, he's a giant D bag.
There we go.
But as a player, him coming to Roma has essentially helped, in a sense, turn their season around. Because Dybala ain't that guy that's going to carry the load. If Lukaku stays healthy, this Roma team is going to push for top 4, even though they had a shitty start. I would not count these guys out, especially when you're seeing Mourinho drop four pieces, 7 pieces, 3 pieces. Like they will be able to go and push that 5th to 4th slot like easy. Because I don't see Fiorentina and Atalanta sustaining.
Roma's a good Europa League warrior.
They are. They're a 5th or a 6th place team. In my opinion, they might push 4th. It just depends if they get a certain run of form on their way.
Yeah.
But guys, if Lukaku if Lukaku scores a goal a game, that's gonna be tough to beat.
Capo.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I actually watched this one.
Italiano's balls all over Rudy Garcia. Yeah. So
this was my pre-turkey dinner match.
Fiorentina absolutely run riot against Napoli and Naples, and I think Rudy Garcia is what we've all predicted, kind of a bum. Because literally either that or this Crava guy is a little bit overrated, one of the two. But
you know what I loved about this match too is that my nephew was there and he's, I don't know, turning 10, I think. He plays footy. And I was like, which one of these teams do you dislike more? And he's like, why? I was like, well, I mean, it's Fiorentina. Nobody really cares about it, but the Napoli, and he's like, well, what's wrong with Napoli? And then I explained like what Napoli was, like what it meant to be Napolitan. I'm like, their pizza's good. So anyways, it was one of those like learning bonding moments with my nephew, teaching him why nobody likes Napoli.
That's it.
And then they lost 3-1. So
and they absolutely got rapid. So Parisi shining in this game. So now Fiorentina is going to price tag him at 85 million. So unfortunately, all hands are off on this guy. But Fiorentina get an upset win here, and is the table looks very interesting now. As Colin says, Garcia's been a bum everywhere he's went. There we go. Yeah. That's my best Colin accent there. So looking at the table, Milan is in 21. So we have a head-to-head matchup with Milan. So if we win, we're able to push 20, and we're able to get within striking distance of Milan. Inter at 19, Fiorentina at 17 with us, Napoli at 14, Atalanta at 13. So
just think about it. Sorry, I'm going off my tangents. Inter, they get a tie next weekend, 2 weekends, whatever. We get the win, and then it will be like everyone up there. And like Fiorentina, if they get a win, right? Like how insanely tight of a race would that be at 9?
That would be extremely tight because they're playing Torino, so it is possible that they get a tie. So Inter's next match is in Turin against Torino. But yeah, I mean, if we win, Milan's at 21, we're at 20, Fiorentina's at 20, and Inter's at 20.
It would be wild.
4-team race. But is it far-fetched to say dream for the Scudetto? I don't think so.
If that's the outcome by next weekend, I mean, you're off by a point and you just beat that team ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't think so. I really do think this one thing. One, if Dusan like grows a pair of cojones and like stops whining about a sore back, and then if the next thing would be is if we can sort out that creativity portion of the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Like, I hate sounding like a broken record, and like and the thing is like there's this stigma going on the internet right now, right? Where they're saying that like, oh, you guys are pessimistic, just enjoy the win. Like, guys, like and it's not towards us, right? But it's in general. We enjoy the win. Like, we're happy that we won, but at the same time, we're looking at what's in front of us, right? And there's holes, there's gaps, right? And with Pogba not being here,
It
it's kind of
changes
an
a lot.
issue. It changes a lot because
Yeah.
Pogba was made to be that middle threat of the midfield, that guy that can take the ball in the middle of the pitch and go with it. Like, right now, Fajoli hasn't stepped up into that role. Moretti, I feel bad for Moretti because Moretti's being thrown all over like a child all over
He's a
the damn
journeyman
place.
still, though.
He's a
got
journeyman, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a fixed position. So he doesn't have that fixed set where he's going to be. So he's able to settle in and just ball out in that position. And then right now with McKennie, you're kind of like, do I play him on the right wing back? Do we integrate him into the mid? What do I do with him? Like, because McKennie's doing really well as a right wing back. And
Better.
then you don't want to ostracize Weah either. So you have that kind of issue there.
But you need a rotation, and it's
You
good,
need
especially that position. There's so much running that you're going to need to rotate that position.
You need rotation, but at the same time, I think Allegri needs to hold Locatelli and Rabiot accountable. Because my concern with Locatelli and Rabiot is, yes, they have some great traits that we need, but at the same time, outside of Locatelli being subbed off, like, Allegri needs to sit there and say, "Hey, Rabiot, like, sit for 15 minutes. You're done. Like, chill."
Yeah, I know.
'Cause that's my thing, right? Because I'm curious to see if you have a guy like, I understand Rabiot's defensive contributions to the game, like his defensive side, but I would love to see, like, for example, and this is me just thinking, if all the pieces fall correctly, but if you have a midfield three of Miretti, Fagioli, and Locatelli, right? They all have traits that complement each other in regards to how they play in the middle of the pitch. Will it happen? Absolutely not. Just because it's not there, right? This Allegri is like that guy that wants a security blanket. That's not a security blanket, right? So that middle creativity, that middle director, that middle conductor, like that middle Pjanic is just something that we're missing. If we're able to figure it out in January and get that guy that's able to come in and take off running, I like our chances. Especially, my thing is this: if we can get into the holiday break within 4 to 5 points of first place, I think if I'm Giuntoli, I put in some chips to make it go.
Well, you're probably getting a midfielder. You
We are, for sure, we
You
are.
might even get
Berardi.
Yes. We don't know, but I think first and foremost, a midfielder is going to happen at basically the break, January transfer market there. So, yeah, we have to make it to Christmas, and it's not that far off. We are October 10th. So,
Yeah, I would be shocked if Juve don't start swinging for the fences in January if they're within striking distance of the Scudetto, because that means by their standards they're ahead in their rebuild.
yeah,
Like, if they're
no,
competing,
absolutely.
if they're competing for the title, that means they're one season ahead from their rebuild. Because from what it looks like, next year is the make or break, right? Like, they need to do it or they don't. But if they,
I don't know, because see, I'm gonna get the wrong name here now. Elkin, sorry. Elkin was saying we're at year zero, essentially. Like we're starting all over. And in a sense, we kind of are. So
I would say we're a little bit further ahead than year zero.
only because our youngsters have been playing, right? And they have that experience. So we're building off a semi-established core of young Italian midfielders, for instance, and then you have Hans and some of these other guys, Sule, right?
Maybe, but I would say last season was year zero because that's when he had Miretti and Fagioli and Illing and all of them into the squad.
Like the whole club, the whole like drama behind the club, right?
Yeah.
So now there's more of that reset, like an actual hard.
I can understand that as far as like the executive staff and whatnot. I understand that it's year zero, but like with the players on the pitch and the coach, I think this
I would still give it a couple years though. I wouldn't say like I wouldn't be writing them off next year if they don't do it.
Well, no, I mean like next year they have to be a serious contender, right? Like
Okay, but you
this
like
season,
fix the midfield essentially is what you
yes,
want, and maybe get some proper wing backs.
because from what we've seen, Kiz and Dusan are scoring goals.
Yeah, they're fine.
The question mark is whether or not they're available as much as we need them to be. That's going to be the main question, right? However, the one like our back line is improved. Besides the stinker in Sassuolo, defensively, Juve looked solid this season. Like if you take away 4 of our goals, if you take away the Sassuolo match, we've only conceded 2 goals in 7 matches.
Let's be honest. A back three of Gatti, Bremer, and Danilo isn't that bad.
It's not. It does what you need it to do. You don't need a Chiellini or a Barzagli or Bonucci right now where
You
Juve
kind of
is.
do though in a way. Like
Not
you have a Chiellini and I don't Gatti's like a Chiellini Bonucci hybrid. It's like you have elements of that, is what I'm saying.
it is, but I'm saying for where Juve is right now, like the one time you need a world-class defender or something like ridiculously good, like a Chiellini-esque, is when you're in Europe and you're starting to compete for the trophy with the years. But right now, you don't really need that, right?
No.
Because the past 2 seasons, if anything in the past 2 seasons, defensively, I don't have any concerns. Because there's a lot of 1-0s or 2-1 matches that we would have lost 2 years ago, or we would have fumbled completely.
No, that's true. Like defensively, we're not bad. It is that creative link up in the midfielder or in the midfield, and yeah, we particularly on the right side we haven't really figured things out. The left side we have Kostic and Colombiaso. That's not too bad. The right, I don't know, because you're using McKennie and.
But here's the thing, and see if you guys can reason with me on this. I am more worried when we go down 1-0 than when we go up 1-0, or even be 0-0.
Yeah,
I am more concerned with when we go down. The reason why is, like I said, we don't have that guy that can take it by the cojones in the middle of the pitch. That guy that can really start orchestrating, conducting. That's why, like, for example, the Sassuolo game when we went down 1-0, I'm like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. So it's more for me as like, I'm not afraid when we're up. I am more afraid when we're down, because when we're up, we control the game. We starve them from by pressing them, and then we hit them with a counter and do something, saucy, right? When we go down 1, that's where I get nervous, because then you can tell from how the players look. They're like, what do we do? What the hell? Like, then they start doubting themselves. They start losing confidence. It starts becoming, instead of professional play, it looks like a bunch of guys at the park playing and not being able to pass to each other. It gets ugly when we go down. When we're up, we're fine, because, again, that's what Allegri's improved, right? He's improved the defensive structure, the defensive organization, where we can hold teams off. The issue is that we don't have someone that can take it by the cojones and do it, like a Berardi, in a sense, where Berardi is able to take control of games for Sassuolo.
He's starting to turn.
Or I want to say Chiesa, but the problem is Chiesa gets starved for possession, and when Chiesa gets the ball, he gets in a terrible spot. So you need someone that can transition and connect the midfield to the attack. He says, do you guys think Pogba will ever kick another ball again? Yeah, he'll kick a basketball when he's trying to rebound a shot. He'll kick it.
I think he's done at this point. It's not looking great.
Yeah, if Polly Boy is found guilty without a plea bargain, it's 4 years of suspension. So he will be 34 years old and retired at that point.
If he manages only to have the 1 year suspension, yeah, he'll go to Saudi or something.
Yeah, he's no longer at Juve. He is Dunzo. LJJ says, is Sancho from Man United right winger? I believe Jadon Sancho is a right winger, but people have been. I know Misak is not up about him because of his personality or attitude issues or something, some jazz like that. But I don't know too much about for Sancho. To be honest with you, I know he was good at Dortmund, but I don't know. Ten Hag tends to make everybody shitty because he's a shitty coach, but I digress.
Breaking: Rudy Garcia risks being sacked. That was 9 hours ago, anyways, by IFTV. Sky
I
Sport
still,
via
I still
national.
I still think of Sam ripping on him. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Oh, you're a fan. Yeah, Sam's next podcast should be out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, you need to go and check the bordello. Because guys, Portocalcio.
Yeah. So, did Roma play at home this weekend?
No, they played away.
Oh man, I was gonna make fun of the Stadio Olimpico destroying Dybala's leg.
No, it wasn't. So it wasn't actually a turf. Like some dude literally barreled into his leg. Like it was a contact injury. Like some guy literally just like trucked him. But like you could see
I'm
his
just
knee shift.
watching him crying right now. I haven't actually
You
watched
can
that.
see that everywhere. That's anywhere. But
I
it's
know. I
not-
just haven't. What do you call it? Doom scrolled. Yeah, because I've been on the road for the past couple of days. I haven't really, I haven't been on the socials.
Yami Yamal. Yeah, anybody at Barcelona has a $1 million or a $1 billion release clause. It's just how they do stuff.
Well, that's the weekend recap. We're going to internationals this next week.
Yep. Hopefully my good friends in the Albanian country can beat the Czech Republic and lock up a first place in their group and get a good spot for the Euros. But it's gonna be fun. I'm actually kind of excited because my country doesn't really qualify for international tournaments quite frequently. So seeing that we have a good shot at doing it, we might, fingers crossed, because we beat Poland, and if we get a point off the Czech Republic, we just need a win because they have a game in hand. But
Here we go.
hopefully we can beat the Czechs.
From
Jadon
David.
Sancho is running out of time to apologize to Ten Hag, and there is growing feelings that his career at Man United is over. He's yet to apologize after claiming Ten Hag lied about why he was dropped against Arsenal. What the fuck is Ten Hag? You need to apologize to me before I put you in this. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
What is up with Ten Hag? Oh, you have to apologize. And the Glazers hired this guy? Any Juventino that wanted Ten Hag as a coach last season, why?
Just give it up, man. It's gone.
It's over.
A 1 billion release.
Yeah, it's any player at Barcelona. They have like a $1 billion release clause. And then, do you guys celebrate Columbus Day?
You do. Yankees do.
No, we don't.
Well, some people like Italian Americans from Brooklyn do.
So I have TV.
yeah. Listen, I wonder if that was a reference. Do you listen to the Bordello? Because if you do, it's like LJJ. I'm asking because if you do, nice cut. He was Giroud.
He's the goalkeeper for AC Milan. He went full pro clubs. He said, "Give me the controller. I'm gonna switch keep."
Ajax about to get relegated. I don't know. They'll probably pull something together this year.
It's Dutch. The Dutch league. They'll find a way.
Yeah,
The only coach
they
I would
can't.
replace
They can't.
would be Conte or Italiano. Conte wouldn't even come here because we're broke. I guarantee you, if we had Italiano as a coach, the second he loses a game 3-0, he gets run out of town. No one will have patience for him. What, the dapping? My dude dapping up the guy?
No, he refuses to shake the female ref's hand there. It's the last solo game.
I think he got suspended.
Yeah, he did.
He got suspended for that. Maybe I don't know. She's just like, oh. Maybe like she delayed
her
him.
eyes. Her eyes pretty much said like, oh yeah, of course. And then the ITA Airways has an Alessandro Del Piero. It says it right there. It's not very big, but they have an Alex Del Piero livery. I went on this airline actually when I was on my trip. It's not bad. It's Italian.
It's usually it's Italian. They make you pay for water. It's not free.
Yeah, it's one of those budget ones.
They're like, yes, we charge you €15 for Desani water. You
I mean,
mean
it was a-
you
it
mean
was an hour.
sewage water?
It was an hour flight. I really didn't care.
Oh,
It was-
you know the one I take when I take the Italian Airways, I take the 9 hour because I go from Detroit to Rome.
No, this was from La Mezzia Airport, which is Catanzaro in Calabria, just to Rome to fly back.
Did you go to Livorno?
No.
Go to Livorno, Comandatore.
No, I did not.
See, oh
This
my
is
God.
turning into Sam's like shadow podcast channel.
I wish Sam says he wants to hop on one of these days. We need to get him.
I've been meaning.
want-
I don't know.
I need to bring him on just to question some of that stuff because oh my God, that shit was hilarious.
We should just find a time and just have a random,
I know,
random
Sam.
whatever.
Just get Sam in here because the Italian player one was fucking hilarious. I just you gotta watch it. Like I can't do it justice by just talking about it. You guys just need to go watch the Bordello clip where he's talking about it. He's like he's like get that Greek kid under control. What the hell's going on? He's like, who's running their Instagram page? Sam.
Yeah, it's he's good. He's good. We are. I got to reconfirm. Anyways, Richard from All Things Alvalade. Alvalade.
Alvalade.
Yeah, I know he's anti Super League. Super League stuff came out last week. Nothing new came, but we I guess we're going to talk about whatever we do know about it.
Yeah,
So
this thing will be fun because him and I might butt heads on this one because I'm a big Super League guy.
yeah, we both kind of are. The Milan will win the Scudetto this year.
KB's
Is that the Spanish way of saying it?
Yeah, he made it bougie. Scudetto, Scudetto. You're gonna win the Scudetto.
But yeah, this is the Bordello guys. Like it's pathetic. He's only got 347 subscribers. He deserves at least 2 more. So somebody, please, just like him. He's hilarious. I love him. He's from Montreal, so he's like he knows French Canadian. I mean,
he ain't about that WAP though.
Yeah, no, this is the one.
He didn't raise any interesting.
He's wearing the Turin Giant sweater, of course.
No, but listen, let's go through the panel here. You have the host.
He's
who's British,
handsome
and a
young
woman. Okay.
WAP.
She's the
You know,
Kate Abdo.
Eastern
She's
North
dating
American
Kate Abdo, so they got
immigrant family.
You got
Pretty
the
typical.
Flyer. Then you've got this guy. I think his name's Mike
Podcasting in his garden. Anyways.
Oh, I got it. Is that the one where he's ripping on Paramount Plus?
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh, do you remember the timestamp? Because I got to see that shit. I forgot to. I think I had to like cut this one short.
Didn't we have?
I'm gonna go watch Calcio. Calcio is life. I like Calcio. I like IFTV. Look, I'm wearing a Calcio hat. No, I'm gonna go watch Calcio. Calcio is life. I like Calcio. I like IFTV. Look, I'm wearing a Calcio hat. No, I'm gonna go watch.
What?
That's the same podcast episode.
That's the same one. Yeah.
How do I not remember that?
Because you're messed. Anyways, Colin says it's very funny. You got it. You're too tired. You're high on aerosols, buddy. We gotta roll this one out. and we'll be back. Well, we're recording on Thursday, so
Thursday. Oh yeah.
yeah. Super League. I just talked about Jesus.
I
Come
thought
on.
we're talking about that. We gotta because you
Pulling
me
it together.
Me and Zachy got to do the makeshift pod episode tomorrow, right?
Is that sure? Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yes. Colin wants people to play pro clubs at 8 p.m.
Yeah, do that. I'm probably going to be spending my last night with my wife before she leaves me for a few days.
I'm gonna take a nap.
And you're gonna, yeah. You still haven't bought the game, guys. That
I'm
is
still at
it,
my hours. I'm at my 10 hours. I haven't used them all.
guys. That's everything. Dash needs to go to bed.
Okay, everybody, I need to go take a nappy before I get a weird accent. Okay, thanks for tuning into the weekend. Oh shit, the Matchday Mixdown, where we recap the weekend and shenanigans and talk about Sam because we love Sam. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you like, subscribe, share to your friends, and also check out the Instagram for some reels because your boy's making some new reels, some quick 1-minute videos. And on that one, good night. See you later, alligator.
And now we're in Australia. Good night.